All right, let's talk about a Spanish grammar tense that isn't some complicated rule you have to memorize. Nope. Think of it more like a secret shortcut. We're diving into the present perfect, and trust me, you're going to love how simple and useful this thing is. And here's the best news right at the start. You basically already know how to use it. That's because, like this says, it has a direct parallel in English. The logic behind it? You use it every single day without even thinking about it. So, first things first, let's get into our comfort zone. We call this the have-done tense because, well, that's literally what it is. It's how you say things like, I have done something, you have seen that movie, or we have tried that food. Sound familiar? It should. And just look at how perfectly the Spanish lines up with English. It's almost a mirror image. I have eaten becomes yo he comido. She has spoken is ella ha hablado. It's the exact same two-part structure. This is the foundation for everything. So what's the big idea here? The most important thing to remember is that this tense always builds a bridge. It connects something that happened in the past to the present moment. We're not talking about ancient history. We're talking about past stuff that still matters right now. Okay, so let's break down how you actually build this thing. And again, you're going to see how familiar this feels. The formula is a super simple two-part recipe that, you guessed it, is just like English. Part 1 is your helper verb, which in Spanish is haber. This is the have or has part of the sentence. All you have to do is pick the right one from this list to match who you're talking about. He, has, ha, hemos, or han. That's it. So here's the whole process in 2 easy steps. 1, you grab the right form of haber that we just looked at. 2, you add the past participle of the main verb. That's the done part of our have done phrase. Let's see how to make that second part. For most verbs, this is just beautiful. If the verb ends in AR, like hablar, you just chop that off and add auto, so you get hablado. If it ends in ER or IR, you swap that for ido. Comer becomes comido, vivir becomes vivido. See? So simple. Okay, great. You know how to build it, but when do you actually use it in a real conversation? Let's get practical. There are basically 4 key situations where the present perfect is exactly what you need. And here they are. The recent past, talking about life experiences, actions that happened in a time period that isn't over yet, and past actions that have a clear result in the present. Let's look at each one real quick. First up, the recent past. This is for stuff that just happened, or things that happened inside a time frame that's still going on, like today. Hoy he trabajado mucho. See, today isn't over yet, so the work you did is still connected to what's happening now. Oh yeah, this is a big one. Whenever you're talking about things you have or have never done in your entire life, this is your tense. Nunca he estado en España is talking about your whole life experience right up to this very second. This is kind of like the recent past idea, but you can stretch it out. If the period of time you're talking about is still happening, like this month, this week, or this year, you'll use the present perfect. Este mes no ha llovido means that so far in this current month, it hasn't rained. And this one is all about consequences. You use the present perfect when something that happened in the past has a direct result right now. He perdido mis llaves, I have lost my keys, is not just a fact about the past. The result is that right now I can't get in my house. The past action is changing my present reality. So now we get to the big question, the choice that confuses a lot of learners. When do I use this tense, and when do I use the simple past, or pretérito? Don't worry, it all comes down to one simple question. This is it. This is the whole ballgame right here. Every time you're not sure, just ask yourself this. Is the thing I'm talking about totally finished, done, over with, or does it have some kind of link, some connection to the present moment? So here's how it breaks down. The present perfect is all about that connection to the present. Unfinished time, ongoing situations. The simple past, on the other hand, is for things that are completely finished, totally done and dusted, locked into a specific time in the past. And this example makes it crystal clear. Este año he viajado mucho. This year I have traveled a lot. Well, the year isn't over, right? So the story of my travels isn't finished. But el año pasado viajé a México. Last year I traveled to Mexico. That year is over. It's a finished event. Okay, to wrap things up, let's go over just a few pro tips and common mistakes to watch out for. These will really help you get this tense right every time. And this is a big one. You need to know that how this is used can change depending on where you are. In Spain, they follow these rules very closely. But in a lot of Latin America, you'll hear people use the simple past for things that just happened. It's not wrong, it's just a regional difference. Now, just like English has weird ones like seen instead of seed, Spanish has irregulars too. And honestly, there's no trick to these. You just have to memorize them. But this list here covers a ton of the ones you'll use all the time. Okay, time for a quick pop quiz. Let's see if you've got this. How would you say, "We have never tried sushi"? Think about that life experience rule. And there it is. Nunca hemos probado sushi. You've got hemos for we have and probado for tried. Perfect example of talking about a life experience. See? You got this. So look, if you take only one thing away from this whole explainer, let it be this simple question. Anytime you're stuck choosing a past tense, just stop and ask yourself, is there a link to now? If the answer is yes, then the present perfect is your answer. It really is your secret weapon.